I just grabbed more snacks. Alright. Well, a little bit. Sorry to say, but the stream has to end now. Now that you've gotten snacks, I feel like it's the opportune time to call the stream. Thank you all for... a little bit with her. Well, you had what it was pretzels, grapes, and a PB&J. Do you have pretzels, grapes, and a PB&J? Oh my gosh. Well, then it's all more fitting for it to play out the exact same way. It's Cheez-Its and Sour Patch Kids. Okay. If it was grapes, pretzels, and a PB&J, I wouldn't have had any choice. A little bit. You get off easy today. I'll take the Cheez-Its, though. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. It will be the final day of this trial. Yes, as we are aware. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Yay, more Edgeworth! Woo. First good decision of the day. For the first time, I don't know about the first time, but for the first time in a while, I actually feel like we're going into this case with an upper hand, honestly. Like, we're holding all the cards. But I'm sure that's gonna change. I'm sure that's gonna change. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. We didn't get to see the director at all yesterday. I bet something's gonna happen with the director. Edgeworth seems to be a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. He's gonna call the director. Oh no, he went straight to Mr. Vasquez. Okay. Interesting. Well, we have to call the director at some point. Mr. Vasquez is the producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Oof. Will the witness state her name and occupation? De Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. Well, that's crying shame, isn't it? You're gonna get a lot of that. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. But very well, Miss Vasquez. Don't side with her, you ninny. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. Phoenix. Phoenix, this is a courtroom. Control yourself. Give Edgeworth a hard time week. Yeah, this is give Edgeworth a hard time week. And pervy Phoenix week, apparently. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp, but ended at 4, as we've been told several times. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Wait a second, that doesn't make sense, because they said they were in the meeting the whole time. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. That contradicts what we already know. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, and we all went to Studio One. That's all. I mean, that's a enormous contradiction, but okay. I have a question about one part of your testimony. We're going to call that a once in a blue moon occurrence for the judge. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. Have we searched that van? Do we know what's in that van? I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Oh, so okay, so that is going to be a thing. Manila used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. You looked at it. Phoenix just said it's for moving Cass. I know. I'm just saying, like, did the court / the investigators, including Gumshoe, look inside the van? Like, inside of it. Inspect it. Especially because that's where the murder happened. So I was just questioning the professionalism of our wonderful police force. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. There it is! I knew it was coming. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same can be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh! He's on your side! What are you doing? And please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. She's gonna get on the wrong side of this real fast. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. Okay, so she's talking about after the meeting. I thought she was talking about during the meeting. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh. Oh, right. Wait a sec, didn't... Okay, never mind. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. As he proceeds to hit his desk. Oops. She's not amused. It was a 15-minute break, as we heard from the director. They're so silly. A T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else? Oh my, there's a lot of Edgeworth X-Phoenix out there. You have no idea, Mary Alley. You have no idea. That's a huge thing. People love those two. I think I said that. Yeah, I said that in like the first stream. A lot of people ship them, and I never understood the rivalship thing. I've never understood it. Hey, well, you see why, but I don't. I just don't. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? Kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said, somewhere. It's perfect norm for two male characters who breathe in each other's direction. I know, Mosho! It's all about passion. Some people see one kind and imagine another. Yeah. I think it also ties into like the forbidden love kind of thing. Like that's just so... I don't know. Like it's not really something you see. It's kind of just different. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really actually thought about it much because I just don't see it that way. One of the few things I have not thought a lot about. Alright. So we're trying to prove that she didn't eat. I was too busy focusing on that conversation in the chat also. Use this fan to drive. It's okay, Edgeworth is a strong, independent lawyer who don't need nobody. Exactly. Wait a second! I know what it is. It's this. This is actually something I noticed at the beginning, but I forgot about. There's no bones on those plates. I think I called attention to that when I first got there. Alright. I'm gonna save, though. I mean, she could always say that they threw the bones away. So I don't know. But it might be one of those weird things about this game. Oh, I was right. Ha. As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Ha! Hey, Cypher, you're still here! Thank you! I'm glad I remembered that. Remembered thinking about that, because that was a long time ago when I had that thought. Glad you're still here, Cypher. I thought you already turned in for the day. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, Need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? No, Cypher, stay awake! Don't listen to Mary Owie. Stay awake! It's vacation time! You can do it! You can make an exception! Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone, too. You ate a boneless steak. You didn't eat the steak. You ate the bone, too. She's a monster. She's an animal. She didn't eat the steak. This is silly. This would make no sense. This would make even less sense. Just like the boneless pizza. So what you call it is a mistake? But yes, Rezi. That's what we call it. Alright, we're gonna save and pick the silly answer just because Mary Owie wants to see this. This is gonna be so dumb. Alright. We are going to accuse De Vasquez of the most heinous crime imaginable. She ate the bone, too. And the music stops. Like, Phoenix just laid down this groundbreaking accusation to stop all the presses, make everybody drop their jaw. I know, he's so confident. Like, even if this was true, what would this prove? This wouldn't mean anything. This wouldn't matter. Nick, are you sure? I mean, I love steak, but even I don't eat the bone. It would hurt his case. Hey, I don't eat it either. Mr. Wright, I too leave the bone. Can I try that again? He's like, oh, for sure this time. I actually do know how. I'm surprised. I feel like other games penalize you more for getting this stuff wrong. Because usually that little indicator at the top would be there. I know, I'm disappointed too. Are you sure you didn't eat the bone? Exactly. Maybe I should try these silly answers more often, because I'm pretty sure if I'm gonna lose, like, the patience of the court, that little bar will appear. Alright, let's do the next one. Why not? We're on a roll. Alright, Phoenix, he's very sure about this one. He's thought long and hard about it and realized how silly the first thing was. However, he knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that she ate a boneless steak. Elementary! You were eating a boneless steak. Mr. Wright, say you are right. What would that prove? Look at that finger. He just stands there stoic. Stoic in his conviction. He's like, maybe if I stand here with my finger out long enough, I'll convince somebody. Right, Your Honor. Nick, remember her testimony? The dumbstruck silent gallery? She said she ate a T-bone steak. She said bone. Correct. I was testing you. Yeah, sure, Nick. Sorry, can I try that one more time? He's just not even... He didn't even say anything. He just looked at him annoyed. Alright. Who'd be dumb enough to need help with this one? I know, this one's really dumb. Neither of these make any sense. At all. Alright, we're gonna actually keep going now. Now the real silent accusation happens now. Oh, never mind. It didn't go quiet. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. I see. And what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Murder. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was picking on Salmonella. Alright, we gotta keep going. Now that there's no penalty. Hey, Alistair. Welcome back. Yeah, we're winning. Right now we're just being really silly. Alice, star, stare. Alright, are we... Is he really? Is that a thing, Cypher? Because there's no... Are you just kidding? Like, is he actually gonna get tired of this? It's Mosho. Mosho says it's fine. Okay. Then we are going to triumphantly accuse, very confidently, Mrs. Vasquez of picking on Salmonella. The judge can suck his back judging. She was picking on Mr. Manila. Mr. Wright. Sometimes this court finds it hard to tell whether you're joking or being serious. Yeah, that's what I'm remembering, Mosho. Maybe Maya will strangle you, but... Oh? I would prefer it if you remained serious. Yes, Your Honor, I'll do my best. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? My friend cosplay... Oh, I need to read this. You say I did it? I was looking at chat and it skipped a bit of text. That's a random character to cosplay as. She's not even very prominent. She's not even recurring, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. What a character to cosplay. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was, worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. She is very distinct. Definitely. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Here we go. It's the boss battle. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. I was just thinking that. How she would overpower a man with a spear. Or if that's not where she's going. Yes? Yeah, that's where she's going. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? No, this is tough stuff. What if he was also drugged? Both actors' plates were eaten from. I guess? But we found fingerprints of hammers on the pills. And allegedly, he's the one that drugged the Steel Samurai. Or, sorry, Will Powers. It was the boneless steak. It gave her the power. Alright. I don't think she could. Yeah, I don't think she could. I'm just thinking. Exactly. There's the real solution. I don't really think there's any way she could have. Unless, like Rezi said, he was drugged also. Yeah, I don't think she could have. I'm gonna save. Because there's one thing that's been bothering me this whole time. The director. The director has to have something. He has to know something. He was there. He had to have heard us struggle or been a part of it. I don't understand how everyone is not talking about the director. I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Wait a sec. I see what's happening here. I see what they're going at now. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning... There it is! The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. She did the same thing that happened 5 years ago. The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. They did fix the fence. Or they just, you know, just got really lucky the second time. It was so obvious from the start of the game, just wouldn't let you examine the real weapon. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. You can prove that, or can you be very sure that it wasn't? I mean, are we presenting the... Are we presenting the photo? We're bringing this up now. We're gonna unearth this dirt now. The break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. I am curious what the significance of the duct tape on the spear is. Why we're worried about that. Why that was important. I guess, but I mean, if you you wrap something enough with duct tape, there's a reason why that's part of like the joke. You can fix everything with duct tape. You wrap it well enough, it can, and if it's sharp enough, you know. I mean, this is something we've known about since the beginning. Why would this be relevant now as to say this is why it can't be the murder weapon? Because it has duct tape on it? We knew that at the beginning. Why is this suddenly being like, oh, this is why it can't be the murder weapon? Are we just presenting this? This doesn't prove anything. It can prove how she did it, allegedly, but it doesn't prove it wasn't the murder weapon. Like, do you guys see what I'm saying? Are we unearthing this now? I think we are. I think we're presenting this now, right? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. A little bit. That's what I'm saying. This is like a detail we've known from the beginning. If that's the reason this couldn't have been a murder weapon, we shouldn't have ever considered it as the murder weapon. If we just say it was broken, you know, why would we ever consider it as a murder weapon from the get-go? Take that! Oh my gosh. I'm skipping through this just because I'm annoyed. I can sense it too with my fake blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. No physical sensing. Right. Here's the real evidence, Your Honor. Good heaven. It's gonna do that. Is it gonna do that? Oh my gosh. Ugh! Why were we even considering it the murder weapon then? Alright. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the old security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this? Through the chest? I still hold that it is quite possible. If you have a strong person, and if that's a sharp spear, and the duct tape's good enough, it can happen. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was? How was Hammer killed? Oh, this... obviously. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? You absolutely would. You absolutely would. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. The Astoria law offices are famous for it. Cypher, if I have to take the low-hanging fruit, sometimes, you know, I'll take the low-hanging fruit. You know, it's fruit. It's still good. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at top of the stairs. Look at this photograph. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. We can't do that. We only have 3 days, Judge. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How'd our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? Mr. Wright! What is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. Yeah, so this is hiding a murder. I hate that that worked. No, you love that that worked a little bit. If someone's gonna love that that worked, it's you. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again! Mr. Wright, continue! It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Mr. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or accident, I can't say. Ooh, she's sweating. She's about to turn into salmonella up there. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. Thanks for narrating what we just heard, Edgeworth. 5 years ago! Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. Oh, she's gonna deny it. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yep, this is the other thing we have to solve. Well, one of the other things we have to solve. We also had to find out what happened to the costume. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? The truck! This is a grim photo. And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1? Nope. And returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time! Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. I feel like this is turning into way too much of an involved job for just her. The director was involved. There's no way. There's no way the director wouldn't have any knowledge of this. He had to have seen it at least. The bare minimum he had to have seen some of this. He is implicated as well. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. Yeah, there's not. There really isn't. The only reason we think it's 15 minutes is because of the testimony of these two people that are very clearly involved in the murder. They could just be lying. There's no reason to believe that we're stuck in that 15-minute window. They had all the time in the world. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, Boom. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? I don't see how he couldn't be. They both went outside to eat. He also lied about not having the steak. He was trying to cover that up. No, but he would have wanted to say that he ate the steak. I don't know. But yeah, I know. I was also thinking that too. She has... Yeah. Like, there's no reason to think he wasn't. Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. As she said, she's got a small frame. There's no way she could have done that. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. Oh, she's got the boys! They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Manella had a reason to lie during his testimony to cover for Vasquez. Yep. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? Yeah, smoke on your silly little bronze pipe. No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? Yeah, where's the confetti? Where's the winning sound? Where's the you won stuff? So, what happens next? It's a good question. Don't question mark me! Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean De Vasquez? So it was you? I know. And confessing / reacting to what he says. And she did neither one. You killed Jackhammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright? I mean, technically, we don't know it was her. It could have been... freaking what's-his-face, the director. She could have been the accomplice. We don't necessarily know it was her. We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? We're not done yet. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it is as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. You can't do it with Vasquez. She's too terse. What do I do now? We need her to testify again. I think. Let me see. Let me reread that again. Well, what I really want is for the director to get here. Is that what we're... That's what I want, so... Is that the third option? I think it has to be, because she didn't admit... Well... Yeah, she didn't admit to anything. No recalling witnesses in Phoenix Wright's world. What does that mean, Cypher? Like, am I on the right track? Because I've wanted to speak to the director since the beginning. Because I knew he had a part in this. So if I put this third one... It's not this. We can't really accuse her. We've already done that. So, like, I don't know if we're... Let's just try it. Yes, Mr. Wright? I was hoping I'd come up with a question while pounding on my desk. I didn't. You have my sympathies. I'm sorry you pounded on your desk. In the real world, you can recall witnesses even if after they testify, but not in Phoenix, right? Damn. Damn. Come so far only to fail. As it seems, there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Objection! Thank you, Edgeworth. If you weren't gonna do it, I was a little nervous. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Oh my gosh. He's trying! He's trying to be the good guy. He's learning from the best. Damn it, Edgeworth, I love you. Oh, he actually has one. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I know, but that's good enough for me. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we'll have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed. Verily I say, ergo... I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. Edgeworth pulling a phoenix. Yeah, he really is. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. That's a good point. We have not heard the details about the discovery of the body. Not once have they talked about that. Nick. Why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? Well, Maya, after last case, we pretty much, shot that out of the water, so I don't think he's as invested. After all that, Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction note. Then I went home. Yeah, an almost perfect record doesn't sound as... Exactly. Like, I feel like if I was Edgeworth, I feel like the fact that it happened once, I think just kind of would spoil it for me. A little bit. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. She needs to say something that she otherwise wouldn't know or wouldn't have happened at the discovery of that body. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I'm theorizing that she's gonna say something happened that happened when she took the body there initially. And that's how we're gonna get her. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal. So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Oh, let's press. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Hammer drugged Powers. In order to take Powers' Steel Samurai costume and go see Vasquez. We don't know the purpose yet for it, although I have a theory. Mr. Hammer intentionally tried to imitate Will Powers and implicate Will Powers for some reason. Because, as you know in the photo... Yeah, I know, we don't know yet. But he is trying to implicate Powers, because he's doing the limp and everything. He very clearly wanted to criminalize Powers for something. What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. Boys! Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There's a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? Boya. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Well, let's press. We're not gonna get anywhere by not. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around. You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Oh, that's rough. That's mean. Yeah, poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Just like that. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Don't worry, Maya, I'm getting there. Old bag? The security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? We already know this. She said because she saw him go toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact. A photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioning. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. I mean, if you remember, they were trying to get everybody to stay hush-hush about this. It's a little gem from pretty early in. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require question. The script in your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. The script was still in the studio, though. If that's what she's talking about, that's not what she did. Why would she need that if she's going to the practice, right? No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? That doesn't make any sense! There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? No. This logic is backwards. This is what I was saying. She would have to say something that wouldn't make sense for the time. Objection! Thank you, Edgeworth. Phoenix was too dense to call it out. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. It's dancing time. Hold up. Hold up. Here we go. There we go. Don't you see what that means? Everybody dance! She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Yeah, you tripped up. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! Yeah, you're playing... We've got 2 defense attorneys in here. We don't have a prosecutor anymore. He stepped out. There we go, Rezi. That's the rave I was looking for. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for you, baka. Oh yeah, let's hear it then. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. That's not possible. She wasn't there. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her. Everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. So, obviously, the issue is here. I knew the hammer was injured. Wait, Hammer wasn't injured. It was old what's-his-face. I just read that. Hammer wasn't the one that was injured. Alright, so... what are we presenting? This? Or this? I know that's not Hammer. I know that's not, Powers. Alright, because I don't know how this silly game's gonna be, even though I know exactly what happened. Nope. Time to lose HP. Thank you. Freaking... the silly game. Even though those two things are exactly the same thing. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammers is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers, as we have established. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You heard Mr. Manella wrong! No, you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. Miss Vasquez. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but... wasn't Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember... Cypher, you're still awake! Miss Vasquez, you're deaf! Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez! You met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. Hang in there, Cypher! We're almost done! That's why she thought it was Hammer, because she saw who was in the costume. Because she was the one who committed the murder. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order. Witness! Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. It was self-defense. It was self-defense. Yes, you would need a motive. How would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defendant have anything to say on the matter? I sure do. In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Yeah. Can I? I mean, I know that's what happened. This. Let me think. We've got to be digging up that dirt now. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This is my proof. This is... Mr. Monkey Head being broken. Definitive proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With the Vasquez help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial began on that day 5 years ago. Powers didn't eat his steak bones. That got her angry. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, de Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if... Exactly, Judge. Now you see what's happening. As if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed de Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. I mean... It's this, right? This is showing that he meant in harmful intent, right? He was coming there with a spear. It's the sleeping pills! This was all planned out. I already know what happened. I'm just trying to figure out what this game wants from me. I bet this is a trick question. She didn't have a motive. He was eepy! He was grumpy because he was eepy. Alright, let's just try this. Let's see if this takes us down the route that I want to. She had no motive, y'all. It's just blowing this judge away. It's like, wait a second, you just said she did. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. Thank goodness the game understood where I was going. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill de Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. That was probably expensive. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Miss Vasquez! What? What happened here? Manuel fell from this trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. No. How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No. Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Dang. She did. However, it is also plainly clear that she was going to be murdered. This plan was too elaborate for it not to be malicious, including bringing the spear. That pretty much spells intent. Mr. Edgeworth, where's De Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I guess it's possible he was only going there to threaten her? Maybe not kill her? Likely she would be brought up on charge of conspiracy and impeding investigation. Yeah. Wait, who? Yeah, exactly. It's likely that he was. Why bother with the disguise? Because he didn't want to be caught. He wanted to frame it on Will Powers. His plan was to succeed in the murder and then leave. All without anybody knowing that it was him. And then he was going to force Powers to be convicted of murder, which is just about what happened. But why would you just be threatening her in that case? Yeah, I know. It makes less sense that way. She did call the police and explained it. It was self-defense is what would happen. Yep, but she tried to cover up something once, and I guess she thought she could do it again. So, just didn't work out that way. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Now in Phoenix, Wright and Miles Edgeworth are on the case. That's right, Resi. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Here it comes! Yay! Everybody's happy, except Miss Vasquez. Well, hang on a second. What's happening with the director? We're just gonna forget that he exists for the last part of this episode? We didn't even get his testimony. Why did we not call him to the stand? This makes no sense. It makes no sense. Well, no time left. I think it's more Cypher than anything. I mean, they will have to answer for obstruction. They both will have to answer for obstruction of justice. Well, I know, but he didn't even get to defend himself. I mean, it is still possible he could have helped with the actual murder itself. Like, you know, we don't know. They would have their own separate trial. I know, that's why I'm saying it's more like what you're saying, Cypher. That's where I'm at also. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. That's why I think they would have been better having him be called to the stand first before Vasquez. They could have even made it really short, but I feel like he should have been called at some point. Alright, thanks for sticking around, Cypher. Did you really want to no, I didn't. You know, it's a blessing in disguise, actually, so actually, it's fine. Thanks for sticking around. It was good having you in the chat, Cypher. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I now know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. Bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder makes me sad. Tell me why. Tell me why, Mr. Wright, that he would do that. Tell me why. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? It's gotta be this. He was jealous. He was jealous. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once. He was reduced to acting in a kids show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP! Oh? Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Oh, he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Yeah. It's getting shut down. Nick! Edgeworth! Oh, he means business. Look at that face. He's ready to tussle. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. Everyone was crooked, but maybe Penny. Yeah. I mean... Old Bag was just way too biased. Way too biased for her own good. I wouldn't say she was crooked, just very deluded and biased. Well, I get with her security guard. That's true. She also makes a sucky security guard. Penny was the best. She was too helpful, yeah. Penny definitely. Yeah. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. He'll come around. He'll come around. Just give him some time. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Oh, is the next one really good? Oh, man. There's one case that I'm really waiting for. And I don't know where it's one that I thought about recently. I don't know anything about it except it deals with like the monster in the lake or something. We gotta at least see the intro. Okay, yeah, we could do that. Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Well, because you are missing something, Maya. Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? That's all I remember about that case is the monster in the lake. I don't know why I thought about that. I guess it left an impression on me, but that's all I remember. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing the accident from 5 years ago. Many, many moons ago, Resi played this case. Everything after is completely... That's what you're going to say about the next case. You're like, oh, actually, no, it's coming back to me now. I think, I remember this one too. It's the next one for sure. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. Hey! They went back to making kids shows again. Are you serious? That's the next one? Oh, dang. I didn't remember where it was. I don't know why. That's crazy. Look, just because I remember the Moon People did it in the next one doesn't mean I played it. Oops. The Moon People of the Lake. Oh, I'm glad this poster came back. I liked this. Nick! This is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, fine, I'll do it. Yep. Exactly. I was actually thinking the same thing. The director came up with this. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I'm sorry. Is he gonna be in that suit? Alright, the show's a flop. It's a flop. Cancel it. Hollywood is just rotten after all. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Still, 10 out of 10, 100% would watch that show. Absolutely.